Kent MP is campaigning for a change in the law that would make it illegal to give Botox or dermal fillers to children, because at the moment there are no rules to prevent under 18s from having those procedures, and it's only optional for clinicians to actually request parental consent.
Well, Laura Trott, the Conservative MP for Sevenoaks, has presented a private member's bill in Parliament this afternoon. She's calling for stricter controls and says that vulnerable children can be preyed on and that when procedures are carried out for non-medical reasons, the effect can ruin lives. Our political editor, Lauren Moss, has the story.
I got my lips done the first time after I turned 18.
It's meant to be all about looking good and feeling great.
If I didn't have them, I'd probably have a midlife crisis.
A cosmetic culture of smoother skin and plumper lips, promoted by celebrities on social media and reality TV.
I'm going to use some fillers just to straighten the jaw area out.
But sometimes it can go wrong.
Some of these girls have been, literally hours away from having parts of their face surgically removed, which is not only physically, traumatic, but also the mental health aspect of it as well.
Now, one Kent MP is calling for a change in the law to ban anyone under the age of 18 from having Botox or dermal filler injections unless there's a medical reason.
Now, this is something that most people would assume is illegal already, but very sadly it's not. And too many vulnerable kids have been preyed on by people who are doing things that they shouldn't be doing, and the bill is trying to stop that.
More than 1,000 complaints about Botox and fillers were made to one regulator last year, mainly by people who've been treated by beauticians, hairdressers or non-professionals.
It's very frightening for clinicians such as myself who spend a considerable proportion of our practice rectifying some issues that have occurred because of inappropriately and incorrectly used products and devices. One patient who had in her chin, it looked like a large lump of rubber that had been stuck on. I can't see there's any indication from a purely aesthetic reason that anyone under 18 would need Botox or fillers.
Some surgeons are concerned new laws could be difficult to enforce, but experts say there needs to be age restrictions and tighter regulations.
These girls perceive these treatments as beauty treatments as opposed to medical procedures that carry risks and side effects. They're not told of those risks, and so they're injected, and then a couple of days later when they experience these horrible symptoms, they are left in absolute turmoil, and the person that treated them often just ignores their request for help and blocks them completely.
The bill will be up for discussion again when it has its second reading in May.
Well, Lauren joins me in the studio now. How likely is it then that this private member's bill will actually lead to a change in the law?
Well, Rob, this is just the very first stage. Laura Trott was among 20 MPs drawn in a ballot last month to get a debate on a bill of their choice. And she is fourth on the list, and there are various stages for this bill to go through. Like she says, it's quite surprising that a law doesn't exist around this anyway. And I think questions will continue about what responsibility those who promote these types of cosmetic procedures to younger people should have. Now, Botox does have to be medically prescribed, but then there are no rules about who can administer it and no rules about who can provide fillers. I've spoken to various surgical groups who are welcoming this step today, although they've got questions about how any rules and regulations would be enforced. If the government does decide to take this on, all of that will become clear in the coming months, I think.
Okay, all right, thank you.